Cone Punch!
Hello and welcome to yet another dimension. I am Jeremy, and today I'll be showing you guys my favorite GameCube games. Actually, my top 10 favorite GameCube games, because today is the 20th anniversary of the original launch for the GameCube in North America. It was released in September in Japan, but we got the original GameCube on Christmas in 2001, and it slowly became, over the years, past 20 years, my favorite system that Nintendo ever made. The last traditional system they ever made. Before we do the video, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Preferred dimension. Let's go. First, let's do honorable mentions. These couldn't make the top 10 because I haven't played enough of it, or I didn't like it as much. Now, if you don't see any of the games that's your favorite games on this list, it's either, like I said, I didn't play it enough, or it wasn't just good enough. I'm looking at you, Super Mario Sunshine. Sorry for all the Sunshine fans. But let me show you some honorable mentions. First, let's talk about Super Monkey Ball 2. I don't have Super Monkey Ball 1, but I mean, same game, just more mini games. Lots of fun to play with multiplayer. One of the more like ultimate multiplayer games. Created by Sega, of course. Yeah, it's super fun. It's very hard to control. You're literally in the ball, controlling with the controller stick, and it's lots of fun. It gets super hard. The mini games are a lot of fun. You get to play as like a baseball, soccer, and also one of my favorites is the pool one. Lots. It's more fun only with friends. But that's Super Monkey Ball. Then a game that could have cracked the top 10 if I actually beat it. We have Clover Studios' Beautiful Joe, and I love that artwork. Beautiful. Made by Hideki Kamiya, who made Resident Evil 2, Devil May Cry the original, Bayonetta. So this is very difficult. It uses the movie film aesthetic, where you can do slow mo and then fast motion. Lots of cool fights, but it's very difficult. But I enjoy difficult games, if you know me. One of the best fighting games on the GameCube or of that generation, we have Soul Calibur 2. Now in this one, you get to play as Link. They had a copy released on the Xbox. You can play as Spawn, and then on the PS2 you can play as Heihachi. A lot of people was decided to play as Link because it's Nintendo doesn't really give out their characters that much. But one of the best fighting games of all time, Soul Calibur series, and this is probably the best one of the series. You use mostly swords or weapons in this. And then my last honorable mention before we get to the top 10, I got F-Zero GX, one of my newer purchases for the GameCube. And GameCube prices are getting pretty expensive. This was like $70, $80. I got it for a good deal. But this game is a lot of fun. Probably the best F-Zero game. Started on the Super Nintendo. But it's super difficult, and you gotta really practice. Made in conjunction with Sega, I believe. The people who made Super Monkey Ball, actually. I think Smile a bit. Don't quote me on that. But it's a great game. I still need to put more hours into it. And it has a story mode. So let's get into the top 10. Oh, so number 10. You're going to see a lot of this series on this list because I love the series. One of the weaker ones, but it had a cool idea. We have
Resident Evil 0.
The one with the, Billy and Rebecca. So Zero, the prequel to the whole entire series, where it all started off. I like that they tried to do something different with this one, because the Resident Evil remake came out a couple months before this, and you know, that's a great game. This, it's a co-op game. So, I mean, I guess it's not co-op. You play as 2 different characters. It's not, you can't play with 2 people. But you can switch back and forth with it. It makes it really hard because you gotta be conscious of what they're doing, the other partner, and what you're doing. And also, what I don't like most about this game is very controversial. They decided to have no item box. So, you literally have to put your stuff on the ground. And I'm like, I don't really like it, because I like being able to transport your items easily throughout each item box. And it makes the game a little bit too hard for me. And it makes me think a little bit too much. But if you want like a harder experience, more like one you should not really get to first. I think you should play the Resident Evil other ones first, and then play this one, because this one's difficult, but it's lots of fun. Memorable moments, the train moment, like the train in the beginning is great. But and it has like some, you know, good matching moments. But Resident Evil 0, number 10. Now, this game gets everybody, like, friends become enemies after playing this game, because a lot can change in like 1 minute, and that is Mario Party 6. Now, there has been so many Mario Parties. I think they're on 11. Super Mario Party, I think All Stars is out. You know, remake of the older ones, the first 3 on the N64. For this one, this has been claimed as the best one, especially for the GameCube, and I have to agree, because the board elements is sped up. It doesn't take long to get through each person's turn, and the day-night cycle is great, because one time you can, in the daytime, a star could be a certain amount, like 20 coins, and then when it goes to nighttime after 3 turns, it can go to like any type of any range of coins, which I really like. And you have to strategize a lot, and the mini games are great as well. So I think this is like a combination of all the great elements from the past games, and they put it into this. And then like 7 and 8, and then went to the Wii and the more Wii Motion Plus stuff. But I'm looking forward to playing the new one, Superstars, that just came out on the Switch. But I love Mario Party, and if you ever want to play Mario Party with me, let's go. I'll beat you easily. Next, the very first game I've ever played on the GameCube. I got it Christmas Day, along with a couple other games, but my favorite Nintendo character, you know who I'm talking about if you know me, Luigi's Mansion. Now, this is one of the reasons why I really like Luigi. I love horror games. If you know me, I love them. And this came out first. No Mario game. And it was weird. It's a unique take on like the horror genre, because he wins a mansion in this sweepstakes, and you know, of course it's haunted. So just like a Ghostbuster, he has to, you know, get rid of all the ghosts in the mansion and save Mario. But he uses a vacuum to vacuum up all the ghosts, which I thought was cool. You know, I like unconventional weapons in games, and it's a lot of fun. I would say the best thing about this is the atmosphere and the music, like walking around and yelling Mario. It's so great. And the part when he's like going after the doorknob and he opens it in 2001, that was crazy. In 2021, it still looks good, and lots of fun. It's a short game, you can beat easily. So Luigi's Mansion. Number 8. Oh, number 7. My favorite, probably sports game other than Tony Hawk. My favorite snowboarding game, definitely.
This is gonna be very, very interesting.
It's EA Sports Big SSX Tricky. Now, the original SSX came out on the PS2, as a launch game. This came out a year later, and I believe we got this the same day on Christmas in 2001, and I fell in love with the game. The intro is just so memorable. One of the best intros. It has Run DMC's Tricky, and it's like a remix of it. It's great, and then like the music in it is all hip hop inspired, and all the characters, like I missed, like the characters are so memorable. Brody, Simon, Mac, like those are some of my favorites. And then like Zoe, and then like all the other ones, like great. And they had the introductions to each character. Like you didn't have to say anything, and that you could see the character in each one of them. And I absolutely love that. But like one of the best parts is like it's so unrealistic, and you could do uber tricks, and then like the craziest tricks ever. Like I remember JP, he did a breakdance on his board, which is like one of my favorites. And Brody, I don't know why he was my favorite. He's like the Zen guy. It's so much fun. I miss these type of games. Definitely my favorite SSX Tricky game. Definitely my favorite snowboarding game. So number 7, SSX Tricky. Now we're getting to some more horror games. You're gonna see more of that on here. This is one of the games I got like probably like 9 or 8 years ago. Much more expensive nowadays. Very unique game made by Silicon Knights. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Okay, so this one, it's a more traditional survival horror, fixed camera angles, which I absolutely love. I wish they'll bring them back. But for this, you play as Alex. Her grandfather recently was killed or murdered, and you find a tome like of the Eternal Darkness. And you go back in time, and you play as different people in your ancestry in time, all the way dating all the way back to Persian BC, like 26 BC, and like to current times, like which was like the 2000s. And it's a lot of fun. It's like different moves, characters, and it's one of the most well-known things about this game is the psychological aspects of it. The sanity meter, which was really unique back then. I think like Metal Gear Solid was the original ones that did that. But at times, the TV would turn off. It would change inputs. It would just like mess with your head so much. You would be like, "Oh, it's a game over." Your head would fall off, and like a lot more. And I won't spoil too much about it, but it was insane, and I loved it so much. I mean, the combat isn't like the greatest, but like it's so unique of a game, and it really stands out, and it's exclusive to the GameCube. So this is a must play, buy, whatever you can get. One of the best, Eternal Darkness. So number 5, I beat it last year. Now it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's a very popular series, and a new entry just came out recently. We have Metroid Prime, made by Nintendo and Retro Studios, and they're making a 4th one. Now, I mean, Metroid started out on the NES, 2D shooter, exploration game. You know, it created the Metroidvania gameplay system where you slowly upgrade your suit. So some areas are blocked off until you get like the morph ball, the bombs, and it's just the same as that, but in first person. Now, yeah, it was controversial back then because people were like, "Oh, first person shooter, like what's going on?" No, this is not a first person shooter. It's just in the first person view. It's more exploration. There's a little bit of shooting, but you gotta really think about what you're doing. And oh man, the atmosphere in this game is off the fucking charts because the music swells up. It's so great, and all the music's so memorable, so fantastic. The ending boss fights are great. All the boss fights mostly is great. They never get tired. And like the exploration, like you get lost in this world. It's so beautiful. And this game was pretty hard for me because when I get lost so easily in games, I can play Dark Souls and like get beat by a boss many times, but in games where I don't know where to go or what I want to do next, I get frustrated. And this is one of the cases. But I'm just stupid. I had to look it up sometimes. At the end, you gotta like cover up or get a whole bunch of artifacts, and I finally did, and it was so worth it. I would say a masterpiece. Can't wait for the 4th one. I haven't played 2 and 3 yet, but I will soon. I have the collection on the Wii, the trilogy. So number 4, one of my absolute favorite kart racing games, maybe my second favorites out of the Mario Kart series, and I'm talking about Mario Kart Double Dash. I love this game. I used to play this all the time. We got it back in the day, and man, it was just a lot of fun playing with your friends, you know, family. And what's unique about this is the double dash part, where you play with 2 people on one kart, and it really gives like a lot of strategy to it, unique to any other kart racer games, including the Mario Kart series. It's never been done before, and I really want a sequel to this, because each player has their own power-up, and you can like save your power-up. Say like Mario has the fireball, and then like the Koopas has the, you know, the boost, and like you can save it. If you just switch out and you get hit by behind, you can still save it and for later. So it's like a lot of strategy to it compared to the other ones. And this one is definitely the hardest, because I still haven't beaten 150cc on the Star Cup. I'm still trying to do it, and I always lose, but it just brings a smile to my face thinking about this game. A lot of fun, many hours of playing this, and hopefully they make a sequel to that. So that's number 4, Mario Kart Double Dash. Oh, so man, last couple, and these I love, masterpieces, all some of the best games of all time, and including this, one of my favorite Resident Evils. But which one is it? This is, I mean, they just recently made this on VR, and it's still one of the most beloved games in the series.
Resident Evil 4.
So I played that when it originally came out, and it was mind-blowing. The graphics were unparalleled. Capcom always does like the high mark of graphics in each generation, and this is no different, and it still looks great to this day. I mean, it's been released on every system, even the freaking N-Gage, I think, or the Gamescom. But yeah, this game is, what can I say, it's a classic. I always play like the first area with the chainsaw guy, and like it's changed a lot in the series. It's not fixed camera angles, it's not zombies. They're smart, they're like controlled by the parasite, so they're smart, they can dodge stuff, and it was a game changer back then. It created a third person over the shoulder shooter that like Dead Space and like Uncharted copied off of, and I love it still. Lots of fun, campy, great game. There's so much you can say about this. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's perfect, because it is a little bit long, but it's so much good in this game. And then, like, once again, it brings a smile to my face. It's not really that scary, but if you remember the regenerator parts, you know what I'm talking about. It can be scary too. So, classic masterpiece. Resident Evil 4 is number 3. So number 2 is a personal favorite of mine, a game that I would never sell, and I got this also the first day we got the GameCube on Christmas 2001.
Super Smash Brothers Melee!
Man, I love this game. So like I said, we got this on Christmas that day, and we also got the strategy guide. I don't have the strategy guide anymore, and I did everything in this game. Everything. Got the trophies, every event I did, everything, and I loved every single moment of it. Super Smash Brothers is definitely the game I played most in my life. All the way from the first one in '99 to present day, I still play all the time with my roommate, friend, Andrew. And this one and Brawl, this one and Ultimate, I'm sorry, are definitely my favorites. This one is more fast-paced comparatively to the newer one, but it's still a lot of fun, and it still holds up compared to the original one, which is kind of slower and also doesn't have the charged up smash attacks. This has like the classic gameplay style that we use in the future. All the extras, like the trophies, The events I love doing, all the crazy events, all-star mode, the classic mode, and of course the brawl mode. So many great characters in it. They added more and more every year, but they just got it so right. And this is masterpiece, classic, 10 out of 10, easily. But like what I would say, why I would never sell this game, is because it got me through a really hard time. So I was like, my mom passed away when I was 10, when I was 10 and from cancer, and like I didn't know at first that she passed away, but like later on in the day, I was playing this game. I remember I was playing Side, the NES level. My dad came in and told me like the news that she passed away, and I just remember playing it. I was like, yeah. I just continued on playing. I was like, what else can you do? But like, just continue on with life. That's it. And games really helped me through hard times, having fun with friends, by myself. But that's life. And then you gotta enjoy like the people in your life and enjoy what you can of it. So I'll always have that memory of that. I mean, it's a bad memory, but I remember all the good times with it too. So Super Smash Bros. Melee, I love it. So, last one. My favorite GameCube game. If you know me, you know what this is. I talk about this series all the time. And it's my favorite horror game of all time.
Resident Evil.
So, man, I didn't play this when it originally came out. And first things first, the look of it, the atmosphere, masterpiece. So creepy. The lighting, the camera angles, everything so beautiful. The pacing is beautiful. It's great. You first enter the mansion and it's just like, what do you do? And they actually changed a lot from the original and just so much scarier. They added the Lisa Trevor storyline. They didn't have to add that, but they wanted to add it for like veterans. It's like, it's not always the same. It's, it looks familiar, but it's different. And it was a great add-on, very super dark storyline that I really enjoyed. But they did make a lot of changes to the mansion, but kept the structure of it the same. And also we have the Crimson Heads, zombies that come back to life if you don't burn them or decapitate, cut off their heads. I can never say that word. So like cut off their heads. If you don't do that, they come back to life stronger. So much added, so much improvements, beautiful, and they released it on the PS4 like a couple of years ago, and it looks fantastic. I love it. The characters, Jill Valentine, #1 waifu, no competition. And I love this game. Just thinking about it just makes me happy, and it's truly terrifying. A must play. I know people don't really like the fixed camera angles and the door transitions, but man, it's just like you just sit down and just like soak in the atmosphere and like really try to break through the puzzles, because I love going into a one place in a video game similar to Shadow Moses, get comfortable with it, try to memorize everything, the layout of it, because the whole entire level, the mansion, is a one big puzzle you gotta solve, and I love doing that in games, and getting familiar with that, backtracking. I actually like backtracking. I could talk about this game forever. The characters are crazy characters. Wesker, Barry, the master of unlocking, Jill Sandwich herself, Chris, whatever. I never actually, it's funny, I never actually played the Chris walkthrough of this, so I actually have to play that, and it's still my favorite game, horror game, and my favorite GameCube game, Resident Evil Remake, classic, masterpiece. So that was my top 10 and some honorable mentions that I wanted to talk about, because it is the 20th anniversary of the release of the GameCube, my favorite Nintendo system, and I'm gonna play some more. Maybe it can actually change one day. And the next GameCube video I'm gonna do is a collection video. And thank you for joining me. Appreciate you guys watching, subscribing, share around the video, please. That really helped me out. I enjoy doing this, and I want to keep on showing you guys my games and also my memories and what to like recommend to play, because I really like doing this stuff. So until then, I'll see you in the next dimension.